It's been a while, see, since I posted the video. I've got lots of videos, I just hadn't had time to upload any. Where did my pipe dope go? There it is. Okay. Yeah, so we've just been so busy, and as you can see here, we got an old one here we just jerked out. See, what is it? Carrier and model and serial. Not a bad little 4-ton gas pack. But 10 years old, and she's got a leak on the evaporator, and the owner is opted for the new unit on this one instead of the repair, and I can't blame her. If I had a 10-year-old carrier with a leak, I wouldn't replace the coil either. That's a tough sale, you know. If you're a customer, I mean, if it was me, I might, but you know, because we know how to do it. But it was a customer, you know, it's a hard sell for a customer. You know, they want something in that's going to work and not give them any trouble. So I'll just get some quick footage here of this one. We just set it in place. Hadn't got anything hooked up, the electrical, the gas, or the ductwork yet. Got to make a little transition there and there for that, but I got this little step down here that we're gonna have to flash over, or it's gonna collect water down there. So anyway, just want to get some footage of this one, and before we get too far along on it. We've been on it about 2 or 3 hours, and we're gonna go dump this trailer and grab a bite to eat and come back and finish it up. So alright, done here, guys. Just gotta get a final shot of this. Here, I got a 4-ton train. And the caulk, as you see, it comes out white when it's wet, and then it dries clear. It's a really cool type of caulk, but there it is. Alright, we are out here on an install today. Beautiful house. Really nice neighborhood in here. More than I could afford, but hey, I'm just a heating and air technician, right? So I was going to get a bunch of footage on this, and I thought, you know, well, I've got so many up already of installs, and really, you know, unless you find something out of the ordinary, or you know, something to talk about, really it's just the same old that, you know. So I was just going to get some footage of it now that we're done. We pulled out an American Standard here. It's 2-ton. We got them a new train in 13. It's here. Looking good on our gauges. I went ahead and put another filter in, even though Train has one internally. I went ahead and added another one because it was just pouring down raining when we took the vacuum, and when we did our workout here, sweating everything in, it's just almost 100% humidity. So went ahead and put a second dryer on there, and left the pump on it about three hours, so we got a really good vacuum on it. I figured that was going on my I've got it narrowed down on my vacuum. If you guys watch my videos from a couple videos back, I had a problem with vacuum. Couldn't figure out whether it was my gauge or what, but I've either got it narrowed down now to my gauge, the new gauge, doesn't work either, or those what do they call it? Those core remover tools. I use those during vacuum, and they could be leaking too, so I don't know what it is. But I'm not using the ports on this, the core removers on this one. And as you can see, we made some shielding to go up the structure. We had to run new line. We had 5/16 liquid and 5/8, and we had to move to 3/8, 3/4. And so we made the shielding. We're up 2 stories here, poking up in the soffit. So what we're going to do is just we're going to let it run. It's still building up pressure now. It just came on. We're going to let it run for about 10 minutes. We're going to take some subcooling readings. I'll get some footage of that, just to make sure our subcooling is where it needs to be. We can't really measure our superheat because we got a TXV in there that's monitoring that, so we're not going to measure that. We're just going to measure subcooling today. So I'm going to let it run for a little while. We'll step inside here and take a look inside and see what we did inside here. I bought some little isolation pads, and I'm using those on all my units now. Well, I have been for a little while, but I put some isolation pads, little rubber pads underneath the, let's see, let me get my booties on here. The only thing with this is the first time, honestly, I've had a problem with a Train unit when I initially hooked it up, and I call it like it is, guys. I don't care if I'm a Train dealer or not. We hooked the system up, and the fan blade on the indoor fan motor had not been tightened up enough, and when I went to turn the system on, the fan blade dropped down into the shell, onto the shell, and that caused the fan to stop running. So we had to go back in there and tighten that fan blade back up on the fan motor. But other than that, that was the only problem. We're up and running now. So let's see. I need to get I'm gonna grab my temperature, and I can do all that later. Alright, let me get you guys some footage, okay. Alright, guys. Alright. Let's take some readings here. Before we go up in there, I'll show you the unit. Just gonna take some readings here. I picked this up the other day. So, it really helps on those tall ceilings like this. Where normally I wouldn't. That's our indoor temp. It's our duct temperature. And we're about 55 degrees outside right now, so we're right where we should be. Let's get up in here and get you guys a look here. Here's the attic here. There's our new line that we ran all the way out. You can see we got another gas unit here downstairs. Here's our heat pump for upstairs. So let's get a shot for you guys. It took us about, I think this is the 3rd day. And we're just finishing up wiring, and the inspector coming by and taking a look at it and inspecting it. But here's our return. Comes over, comes down and over to here. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna support this up about right here. That way it'll just be right to it. So it won't be this other elbow here. So additionally, this is just duct board. But what we did was we put a collar of metal and overlapped the duct board and the unit. And then we screwed to the unit, and then we screwed two collars really. What we had was the big one, and then we put a small one. We screwed the small one around the duct board, and then secured this collar here to the duct board. So here's our refrigerant line coming in. There's a P-trap coming out. Oh, and this one in particular, at the bottom of the run where it comes out of the house, it's got a P-trap there, not up here in the attic. And it was this way on both the units, so I just left it that way. Went ahead and hooked it straight, and we're gonna keep the P-traps on the end of the runs down there, because this is 3 stories high. So I think it's going to be a lot better of a design to do that than put the P-traps up here. And the reason being because all that drop 3 stories down, if there is ever a clog in that P-trap, what it's going to do is the pressure, water pressure from above the P-trap is going to push that P-trap clear. So really, I mean, you know, the water pressure is going to keep the lines clean in this type of setup. If we were to put the U-bend right there, you know, when it clogs up, that's it. You know, ain't no water pressure on it going to push it out. You got to call a technician. Unit's going to shut down because we're on a, I don't know if you can see it. You can't see it. I got a safety switch on the unit. I don't know if you can see it. It's right there on the edge of the pan, and there's the red line running from it, saying, you know, we got a switch on the pan, new unit. Got the supply hooked up down there, electrical and all that. Just run the mill stuff, guys. But I just want to give you guys a quick shot of it, and there ain't really nothing special about it. But we'll another one down, and we just got another one. We just got a 4-ton gas pack approved, and that'll be next week, because the customer just doesn't have any time this week to be with us the day or two it's going to take to do it. So we were pretty much done with this in 2 days, but the way here is here in the county, when you call the inspector, they ain't coming out to the next day. There ain't nothing you can do to make them come out the same day. So unless you call them at like 5 in the morning or something, or 6 in the morning, you know. And so anyway, we got back out, we got them out here, we got the inspection done, and all we're gonna do is we're gonna put this up, we're gonna test the heat, and we're gonna get out of here. Alright, guys. And just a side note, guess what the customer wanted? So that's what they got. Alright, it's time to go on to the next one. Another job well done. That dog done ran a cat up the tree. Look at him. Dog done ran a cat up the tree. Where's that cat at? Oh well, I'm about to run out of tape. On to the next one, guys.